What's up, guys? So let's go to the tier list. We got the top 10. Let's get right into it. So Mario, number 10 in my opinion. This character I feel like the devs kind of forgot about as been balanced in the game. Because I don't know how they left him in Dutch. Like he has like just touch of death combos, it feels like. If he gets like a falling up air and you a falling nair, down throws, a fireball, there's some ways he can hit you and kill you. Add into having fireball as an amazing approach to let him get close. Keep the deal with projectiles. An insane ass short game with up smash, up B, up air, nair, bear, so you can't like just swing at a shield. It's not as easy as Game Watch up B, but honestly it's almost as powerful. He's decently heavy. He has a massive ledge grab, so it's hard to like his recovery. Even his like disadvantage is getting ledge trapped and juggled isn't that bad. And like his only weakness is like sword characters, but even then, it's like because he has fireball to approach, he can force approaches that sword characters can't deal with. And legit, this character is so good. I don't even know what his weakness is besides not being absurdly overtuned anywhere, besides like his close range game. And then we got Diddy Kong. Honestly, just go watch Tweak play this character. This character is a, let me list this, small, fast character with a great combo game. An insane ledge trapping game, great kill setups, multiple projectiles, one of which is an item that sets up whatever he wants, and burst options. Like, when you just look at his kit on paper, there's a reason he's been good in every Smash game he's been in. And honestly, he was fine in Ultimate before they buffed him. People just didn't want to play him because he wasn't like super standing out great. Like, I look at this character and I go, alright, so his main weaknesses are characters that handle like banana toss well, which is basically characters that can like really limit where you can toss. It's like Pac-Man or a character like Isabelle who can grab it with a neutral being hold in pocket forever. And like outside of like very like specific things like that, and his recovery is supposed to be a weakness, but honestly his recovery isn't nearly as bad as people think it is. Like it's hard to like go out and hit him a lot of times when he's just charging a beat like in the blast zone and using the side B smartly to just like escape disadvantage everywhere. So like this is just straight up a very good character who I can see getting better, to be honest. That's crazy. Next we got Pokemon Trainer. This is a character that I didn't think too highly of before, but after seeing like Atelier and Quid doing well with the character, plus a lot of the better characters getting nerfed, I'm like, alright, Pokemon Trainer is back on the menu for top tier. I think this is the area of the tier list where these characters don't really have like weaknesses at this point, right? Like PT's weaknesses, they all get like ledge trapped and juggled. And then like Ivysaur gets rushed down, but you can use Squirtle in the neutral anyway. And Squirtle's weakness is like low range, but he's also really small with insanely good out show game and frame data. And then Charizard's weakness is Charizard. Like he's big, he's a heavyweight, but like he also hits hard and lives long. And it's like the weaknesses aren't that relevant, nor are they even that special to Ultimate, to be honest. Like getting ledge trapped and juggled. Okay then, right? Add into the fact that like all the Pokemon are really good. Squirtle is an extremely good up close character and extremely hard to hit if they're playing matchups right because they're so small. Ivysaur is extremely good in advantage state. Some characters have trouble with the zoning as well, and is extremely oppressive like combo game and like kill setup game, honestly. And Charizard is just a decent heavyweight character that's there to abuse rage and live long and just kind of like play like a guessing game. Like your kill percentage for Charizard, he's gonna run up shield and up smash. He's gonna just like side B. He's gonna like just swing with big hitboxes. He's gonna grab you, and really just overall solid character. And then you got Roy. So honestly, I feel weird about putting Roy here. I want to put him farther back, like here, to be honest. Like, I don't actually want to put him that far away from Chrom. But then I look at his results with like Goblin and Cola doing well, and I know I'm forgetting a Roy player right now. Like this character's results, even like outside the top level results, are like just good across the board basically everywhere, and it makes sense. It's kind of like Mario in that you have a character that's extremely good up close with tools to get up close in the first place. Like he's just fast everywhere. He has nice range on his attacks. Actually his frame data is absurd, and then he has really good damage output and kill power. He will kill you below 100% without difficulty. He will land like a falling nair or like a jab and just combo that into something. He will hit you with like a couple back airs near the corner. He will up air you a few times and do a lot of damage. He will somehow get side Bs. Like this character will find the openings and he will destroy you really early. And then his recovery, his disadvantage is like bad, but it's not like he's dead for free type of bad in comparison to like Chrom. I still feel about putting him here, to be fair, because I think disadvantage is a problem. I think like the fact that he doesn't have the longest sword range, doesn't have a projectile, is a big problem. I think the fact that he's pretty linear is a problem. But I look at the results and I say, alright, I'm not arguing with this. And then you got Wolf. So Wolf is a character that, on paper, I feel like on paper this character is actually great, but not this great. But then like you fight against him, and you remember that even though like in theory his disadvantage state is supposed to be pretty bad, it's not as bad as you'd think. Because Side B is a really nice recovery tool, honestly. Even though he gets comboed pretty hard, if you mess up your combos even slightly, he can just fall on top with like a Nair or a Fair and get his own stuff going. And then like, sure, laser is a basic projectile, but it's such a good projectile. It's just like, hey, I throw this at you, and you have to deal with it. And it forces approaches from the air or something, and they just anti-airs you. And to the fact that he has like really good throw combos, down smash is a dumb tool. He has like solid hitboxes, a really good jumping meme. Like his air movement is so absurdly good, and like you want to like try anti-airing him, and Smart Wolf will jump at you, bait on anti-air, and then like double jump at fastball and hit you and get big combos going. He has no problem killing. That's a big deal. He has back throw to kill. He has aerials that kill, ground moves that kill, like ledge traps well. He can edge guard well, enough with like Nair sometimes. He can juggle well. And then he has anti-projectile tool with down B, which isn't great to be fair, but it's something. It's kind of all you need for projectiles is just having a solid reflector. Like this character is just clearly very good. He's a character that shouldn't be as good as he is, but I think a lot of his buttons are just like really above average, and that's what carries him more than anything else, is just like every button being solid. Rob. I'm sorry, I was just like thinking about like all the victims of Rob's bullshit throughout the years of this game and how he has been nerfed. For real, I kind of want to lump him in here, in like the top 3 area, but I know I can't. But this character, I think the best way I saw someone describe it is they've seen Rob win so many sets where they're getting outplayed. Gyro is not an okay tool for neutral and for ledge trapping. This character's neutral is good. He has like all these great buttons. But then, no matter what's happening there, if you get put in disadvantage, up tilt, up air, like juggling is so hard to deal with. Nair is also good there. Projectiles to hit your landing is just so good. His up being like gives him a lot of time off stage to edge guard you. Side B is really dumb, especially at the ledge with like gyro setups. Like this character legit has a great neutral because he has great boxing tools and great projectiles and an item. But then you also just die so early to him. Like he has such an absurd advantage state that he actually wins neutral once and kills people. And I actually don't know how he hasn't been nerfed, considering how heinous some of this stuff is. It feels like I'm watching Rob players play a different game than the rest of the cast. I could just rant forever about how good this character is, but like the results don't lie. Now you got Pyro Mithra. This character is actually the Smash 4 Cloud of this game. This character is so absurdly easy, and what Mithra plays isn't even neutral. Like I would describe like Mithra and like Min as like the 2 characters in top tier where they don't even actually play neutral. Like because it's so darn good. Like you play Mithra and you're sorely chic. If you lose neutral with Mithra, you got outplayed. That's a fact. Like you got hard outplayed. I will say that Mithra not having like spacing tools and more as like it kind of just runs in and like presses buttons a lot is definitely one of the small weaknesses they have. Like you can like space with tilts, but it's not as great as spacing with like aerials. They don't have like a jump and like spaces falling aerial type of tool really. They're not that good for that. And then obviously Mithra, power recovery can be exploited, which is really the only issue they have otherwise. Sure, Pyra is slow and doesn't handle like projectiles well, but even then Pyra is super underrated. When you're at kill percents, like you the Pyra player at kill percents, it's so hard to actually approach Pyra and get a kill. So kind of just staying as Pyra and like being untouchable with your massive hitboxes that are really threatening is good. The fact that if someone's at kill percents, Pyra is just also a monster data because of massive hitboxes on good frame data is a problem. I didn't even talk about Foresight on Mithra. I don't even want to talk about that. That stuff is, as people get better with the character, that's going to be absurd. And then you have like really good smash attacks with them too. Like Mithra forward smash is low-key absurd. Along with, of course, power forward smash, up smash, even down smash is very useful. This character is just also so easy to play that like you can kind of pick them up and just use them as a counter pick for a lot of characters. No big deal if you want to. Very, very scary character. I'll be surprised if this character ends up being like top 3 material in the future. Fighters Pass 2 has outdone itself. And then you have the top 3. Now, I know Sephiroth being here is going to be the one people go, oh my god, the boss, what, how's he top 3? Shut up. No, just shut up. So the thing about this character is he is like high tier without the wing. But when he gets his wing, I always say this, right? Mobility is key in Smash. key. When he has the wing, he might have the best mobility in the game because of the triple jump. Because it's not even like a Kirby or like Meta Knight or even Puff triple jump where it's like they're very short. He just has a full up on like, hey, this is my double jump, but again, because it's so high up. That is absurd. And then you add it to the fact that no character in this game, bar Minmin, can contest his normals range. But then he has projectiles, and when he side Bs you, he's just playing a whole different game. That's some BS. There's just so much stuff you have to deal with at once that even though it doesn't feel like it, because none of like his buttons by himself honestly feel that overwhelming, when you add like all the stuff together, like projectile game, really strong counter, down smash for zero breaks, extremely good spacing tools, nair, down tilt as well, like big up air, like all these just really solid tools on top of, hey, my mobility's absurd when I have the wing. Hey, I hit really hard and kill very well. Also, it's worth to edge guard him as well if you can't like get on top of him. And like he's lightweight and big, and that does hold him back. But that holds him back from being the best character in the game, quite frankly. And I do acknowledge he has a bit of trouble with rushdown characters. Rushdown is annoying for him, but like I don't think it's like a problem. It's not like he gets rushed down, he can't do anything about it, like say a character such as Lucas. It's more like, he has tools to handle it because he has great spacing and he has neutral air and counter and can just kind of jump away from stuff. He gets one wing so early that you're very rarely dying like sub 100 with this character, I'd say, unless getting hard outplayed. So you should be always getting his wing before dying. Also, I've got even mentioned forward air. I'm gonna stop right now. This character has too much stuff to go over. I made a video on this character like a couple months back, why he's super good. You can go check that out if you want to see more. Pikachu. This character's weird. I don't actually like putting Pikachu here, but I feel like a lot of the better characters got nerfed. And Pikachu just kind of handles like a lot of the cast very well. Like there's two characters or two archetypes versus Pikachu. The characters that don't handle his BS well and just straight up lose hard to him because of how absurd being a small, decently fast, combo heavy, edge guard heavy character with a great projectile, amazing disadvantage state, like how all that stuff is. And then there's the characters that are really good at fighting Pikachu up close and are able to contest him approaching with the projectile and actually like it's fine. Like if you're a character like Ness or Olimar who pretty much definitely beats Pikachu, this character doesn't even feel that great. But if you're a character like say like Cloud or like a Spacey who got blown up by hitting him but can't really keep him out that well, he feels absurd. So even though I feel like he has some other little subtle weaknesses, I think he's actually low-key like a counterpick character in that regard. But then most of the cast just loses to him because being small and having all these attributes is really good. And especially when his only real weaknesses are lack of damage output means you trade very well with him. It's very light, slow in the air. T-Jolt is a bit laggier than people think. And if you know you don't, you can actually pretty reliably edge guard him. But that requires winning neutral in the first place and having like a good 2-frame tool honestly to edge guard him with. And then you have Joker. I mean, you have speed, mobility, key, like always. I mean, I think at this point, like, he's been nerfed a couple times, but there haven't really been significant nerfs outside the down guns, which was such an egregious tool that need to be nerfed. But really, you have a character whose kit is just so well, like the game plan for this character and this kit just flows so well. He zones you out with his mobility and his projectiles. He bursts you down for like making any missteps and can always choose to just be aggressive because he has these good burst options. And then he gets Arsene and suddenly he hits like an absolute truck. His disadvantage state is pretty solid, although with Arsene you can 2-frame him consistently, which is nice. But his advantage state is just solid. His disadvantage state's solid. He has a counter. He has both the Arsene counter, which is absurd for edge guarding and a lot of things, and then the non-Arsene counter to get Arsene. And the only issue he really has is that because he loses Arsene when he gets hit, it's like if you get him a disadvantage and keep edge guarding him, and he loses Arsene too quickly and he doesn't get to use it, he isn't that like great. Like he has to make things happen with Arsene, which isn't that hard for him because he's so good in neutral, but he does have to make that happen. So characters that cannot neutral him or at least contest it, such as say Diddy Kong or like Min, might end up being issues for him. One thing you might notice, by the way, is that these characters in the like absolute best characters, well, I don't think they're like significantly better than the rest of the cast in terms of like just another level. I do think they stand out as like the only characters that could potentially be the best, with Sephiroth almost definitely not being there, but like I don't think like any of these characters below like in this tier could even arguably be the best character in the game. Yeah, that is it. That is my tier list. Now I look forward to reading everyone's comments and explaining why my opinions are bad. I've only been playing Smash competitively for over 10 years as one of the top players in the world. So yeah, I got bad opinions. and I'm never right about anything. Peace out, guys. Hope you like the insight into some of my crazy thoughts, and I'll catch y'all later.